The friendly, caring Bobby pounding the beat has always been the hallmark of British policing.
Fantastic. Pleasure's been all mine, my friend.
And has even been immortalised on film by the fictional Dixon of Dock Green.
Good evening, all.
Today's neighbourhood police teams continue that tradition, but also tackle the root causes of crime head-on by targeting known hotspots.
Unlucky.
Stamping down on antisocial behaviour.
Arresting you for a public order offence.
And waging war on illegal drugs.
I can smell cannabis already.
In this new series of Neighbourhood Blues, we follow the police men and women of Somerset as they continue their quest to make our streets a safer place. Coming up, on the hunt to dispel a tip-off about some weed.
Yeah, well, there's a vent, water,
the car wash at the moment.
electrics, yeah, definitely.
Can you hear me?
I can.
After persistently ringing 999, the police come knocking for a nuisance caller. And a brazen shoplifter is caught red-handed.
I'm so stupid. I don't know what I have done.
Right, don't say any more.
I'm so stupid.
Most of us have received unwanted phone calls, and there's no doubt they can be a real nuisance. But when the emergency services get them on their 999 line, it can potentially be a matter of life or death.
There are some people out there who like to call police and other agencies on the 999 system to get attention. It can be a massive demand on us, but it takes our attention away from people who do need us.
In Somerset, police call handlers are used to getting the odd, strange call.
Good afternoon, Avon and Somerset Police. Thanks for the wait. How can I help?
Like someone who called in to say his chips had been stolen by a seagull. But one persistent nuisance caller, a 64-year-old man, has rung 999 several hundred times.
Avon and Somerset Police, can I help?
Can you hear me?
I can. So what's happened to make you call us today?
Well, just get me on back, really.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
I want to get even, you know what I mean? I know you don't get paid as much as you used to.
That's not relevant to this call at all.
What it is.
How much I get paid is nothing to do with you.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
It is.
It's got absolutely nothing to do with you.
Don't get cock at me, lad.
One guy who rings regularly, and he likes to hear a female voice, and he would talk and talk and talk, and he's got problems. He can be on the phone for like 45 minutes, and you try to say goodbye, can't help you anymore, and he's like so desperate, you end up keeping talking to him. That can be really annoying.
The man will even ring 999 to discuss the delivery arrangements for his furniture.
Is it a carpet you're having delivered?
Sorry?
What is it you're having delivered?
A two-seater, double recliner.
Right, okay. Let me just stop you. So this is all a civil arrangement. It's not a thing that police are going to get involved with. You need to go back to the store and lodge your complaint with them.
I've been there.
Right, but it's not a thing the police are going to deal with. You contact trading standards.
Hang on.
They would deal with that sort of
I think
thing.
you better stay on the line a little bit.
Everything
that.
you've described, sir, is a civil issue, and you need to go back to the people you bought the stuff from.
Rubbish.
Sorry, sir. I'm going to end this call, sir.
It's just really frustrating because there are some situations that, all right, somebody might not be in life and death, but they probably still need the police and they probably still need us quite urgently, and you don't mind so much when people call on 999, but when it's got something that's nothing to do with the police and there's no way that we can help, they really shouldn't be calling us.
Call handlers are trained to recognise when a call is serious or not. And if it isn't, a persistent caller might get a visit from the neighbourhood police team and then be issued with an acceptable behaviour agreement to stop them making nuisance calls.
Every call is treated on its own merit because until we know there's not a life or death emergency, we have to establish that. So that's where the time's taken up dealing with those individuals, establishing that it is not life or death or police matter, for instance. And at that point, then we can look at taking some firm action to reduce them calling.
The man carried on dialing 999, even straight after the police warned him not to.
This copper has the audacity to ring me this morning and says, if we get any more 99 calls from you, we'll probably take the court and be banged up. I said, you try it, mate.
It can be quite upsetting and distressing, but you just got to try and remain cool, try not to rise to it, because otherwise you end up feeling that you could have handled that situation better, even if they generally don't need us and they need to be told that they shouldn't be calling us.
It's the end of the line for the prolific nuisance caller. After hundreds of 999 calls and being issued with numerous orders to stop his behaviour, the police have had enough. He's now going to be arrested.
An officer will be out to see you.
Sorry?
An officer will be out to see you.
When?
An officer will be out to see you.
What, next month, is it?
I'm not going to listen to this. I've already explained that an officer will be out to see you.
Later in the programme, the nuisance caller finally gets the attention he was seeking.
You need to open the door, please.
Although perhaps not the kind he was hoping for. Drug problems in quieter rural neighbourhoods are a lot lower profile than in big towns and cities, and any complaints about drugs will more likely be to do with people cultivating cannabis than dealing crack cocaine. This morning, Don Bryant is investigating a tip-off that a cannabis factory has been set up at a house in Burnham-on-Sea. But the problem with tip-offs is they aren't always spot on. Dom needs the homeowner's permission to have a nose around.
We're here to hopefully gain entry and consent search. It's all about the postman's knock. If I can get someone to answer the door, and that's the key really. As soon as the door's open, really, that's good enough for me. But it's getting someone to answer the door in the first place. That's always a tricky thing. The one or two ways.
No one's answering. But Dom's sure he's seen someone or something inside.
Certainly a figurine, silhouette, apparition, Casper's ghost. No, Pepper's ghost, isn't it? Pepper's ghost, that was it. There's definitely somebody in.
Dom is beginning to think the occupant is deliberately not coming to the door.
Hello.
So he checks with a neighbour.
Oh yeah, sorry Trobby, I was looking for the occupant of this house. I
She says
see
the
someone in there, but
occupant
obviously
is
they
a
don't seem
bit
to want to
hard
answer
of
the door.
hearing.
Is something wrong?
No, hopefully not.
Oh.
Hopefully not. All right, I'll try again.
Sorry, I can't.
No, you're very helpful. Thank you very much.
Dom's found a shed that could be used for growing cannabis plants in. But he can't smell anything or hear anything going on inside.
Boarded out. Nice boarded out lines.
The shed is the ideal place for growing plants.
Yeah, well, there's a vent.
We've still got him on camera. He's just
Water.
in the car wash at the moment.
Electrics, yeah, definitely.
It could be just a normal place, but more and more evidence is leading Dom to believe someone has set up a cannabis growing operation.
There's horse manure down here. Fertilisation. I mean, that's perfect. Perfect setup there.
Dom's going to try one more time to try to get the attention of the elderly man he was sure he saw earlier inside the house.
Here we go. Stand by planet Earth. Good morning, sir.
What have I done wrong?
Hey, well, I don't know. Hey, how are you? My name's Dominic. I'm a police officer from Bridgewater. Pleased to meet you, sir.
Bridgewater,
Yeah, I'm very sorry to trouble you so early in the morning.
Yeah, I'm a little bit there.
Okay, sir. I'm here on official business, I'm afraid.
Oh, what's that?
Well, we've had reasonable grounds to suspect. I wonder if you could help me clear up that there's possibly some vegetation growing in one of the sheds out the back. I'm here for you to give me a guided tour, if possible, just to make sure those rumours aren't true, and that can be the end of it. Is that something you'd be able to help me with?
Yeah, I'll get my grandson. He does,
Okay.
that, you see.
The man leads the way to find his grandson.
It's just this particular building I'm interested in. This one here.
Like my grandson, he grows a lot of plants,
Does he?
but not anything
Oh, I'm sure he doesn't. I'm not suggesting that.
drugstore.
You know, it's like people talk. That's why I'm here.
Come back later to find out what exactly Dom discovers as he comes face to face with the man's grandson.
We had a problem with the woman in our old house who made a complaint,
Really?
suspecting that we were growing stuff in the attic.
Every day, the police in Somerset receive around 3,000 calls for help from the public.
Good afternoon, Evening Somerset Police. How can I help?
Unfortunately, a large number of the calls are from time wasters, blocking lines and tying up the operators.
I had somebody the other day, and it was a serious call. It was quite horrendous. He was wanting to kill himself, jumping off a bridge, and it was awful. And it really sort of took it out of me. But immediately I put that phone down. I went to the loo, came back, and my next call was a lady who complaining because she bought a 6-packet of crisps, opened them up, and there were only 5 packs inside. She was really, really angry.
I think people that dial 999 unnecessarily are complete and utter idiots, really. There is no other word for them.
There might be another patient or another people needs it, but they call just for a joke or anything. This is really bad, I think.
It's appalling, absolutely appalling. A waste of important resources, disturbs the emergency services who've got better jobs to do. I think it's absolutely appalling.
Time-wasting emergency phone calls can be a real drain on the police's valuable resources. So the neighbourhood police are bent on doing something about those responsible.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Earlier, we saw how one of the most persistent 999 callers had rung in on hundreds of occasions.
An officer will be out to see you.
What, next month, is it?
I'm not going to listen to this. An officer will be out to see you.
After numerous warnings, the man is going to be arrested for wasting police time. Neighbourhood officer Russ Millier has arrived outside the house of the man, who is still being a nuisance.
The police on 999, they've established he's in there, and now we've got a power of entry to enter the premises. He's not answering the door, basically.
Russ and his colleagues are taking drastic measures to get the man out.
You need to open the door, please.
Just do it while he's at the window. It's been done before, it should go in a wanna. Go.
It can be a bit funny.
You got a shirt or something?
You want to put a shirt on?
Do you want a shirt?
Do you want to put a shirt on? Yeah, that's fine. I'll take this cuff off. You put on a shirt then, please.
The chap that's just been arrested, as you see, about the forced entry to the property, he's got a few issues. So as you can see, Steve's just had to arrest him again. He's making these calls, just causing a nuisance, wasting police time. So he'll go to custody and be interviewed in relation to that.
Okay.
Now he's been arrested, the neighbourhood team will ensure he gets the right sort of help to deter him from constantly calling the police.
Just take the weight off me again.
There we go.
You see what's happening?
All right.
Is that fair?
Come on.
Come on.
No, Andy.
You go out, I'll try and sort your door out.
You smashed it, didn't you?
Yeah, I smashed it right in, unfortunately.
There are many reasons why the most persistent callers ring the police, but with over 1 million calls a year in total coming into Avon and Somerset's switchboard, it's essential the Neighbourhood team get the message across that they won't tolerate the time wasters. The prolific nuisance caller pleaded guilty to 3 charges of breaching his restraining order and was required to pay a total of £375 in fines and costs. The short, sharp shock has worked. He hasn't called 999 again at all. Back in Burnham-on-Sea, Dom Bryant is on the trail of a suspected cannabis factory. The homeowner is about to introduce Dom to his grandson. The man, like his granddad, doesn't appear to be expecting any callers.
You there? There's a policeman here to see you.
The man does finally answer the door.
Yeah.
And we don't tread on his toe.
You're right, Grandad.
Yeah, this is the gentleman from Bridgewater.
Yeah. Good morning. My name's Dominic. I'm a police officer from Bridgewater. First of all, I'm very sorry to trouble you.
Don't worry, no problem.
The reason I'm here, I just want to quash some sort of rumours. We've had some intelligence to suggest, I don't know where it's come from, an anonymous source, that there's been cannabis basically cultivated at this address. Can't get my words out now.
No.
So rather than a warrant be executed, like you see on the telly where they smash the door in and the place gets raided, I'm here on my own. And I just want you to give me, if possible, a guided tour.
Come in and have
then we can
come on in.
Thank you very much. Then we can quash these rumours.
Yeah.
And that'll be the end of it. You can get
The
on with your
man
life
doesn't appear to have anything to hide and lets Dom in.
I built this over the last month.
Yep. Yeah, very nice.
It's not finished yet.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I plan to install.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
What are you doing?
As you can see, well, there's nothing.
No.
And there's no way that they could.
And those outbuildings over there. Thanks. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was an anonymous
Tip-off.
Was it?
Well, people ringing on Crime Stoppers, you see, which is anonymous. We don't know where the sources come from, but obviously we have to act upon it.
Investigate it.
Yeah, we have.
Looking around, Dom can see this fellow knows all about gardening and clearly has the expertise to grow all kinds of plants. He just needs to confirm the man is not cultivating the wrong kinds of plants in the boarded-up shed.
And this is where you used to live, was it?
This is where I was before.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inside the suspect shed, it's quickly apparent there isn't a cannabis factory here at all. It's a false alarm. Dom is now concerned why anybody would call in with this false allegation.
Any idea, have you got any enemies, you know, where these rumours could have come from? Have you fallen out of anyone? Disgruntled girlfriend, ex-employee?
We had a problem with the woman in our old house who made a complaint.
Really?
Suspecting that we were growing stuff in the attic, which was completely ridiculous because the only things that were in the attic were all the stuff that we've brought here, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Family stuff.
The only green stuff the man is interested in is what he grows in his garden.
I used to do a gardening blog.
Did you?
Yeah.
What, in the magazine?
Just online.
Yeah.
Actually, it's recently put in the local magazine.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just how to grow garlic. And
fantastic.
Tomatoes, strawberries, stuff like that.
Nice.
But,
I'll look out for it.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time, guys.
And you.
It's obvious that he's a keen gardener and knows what he's talking about. As you talk, you constantly look round and check for any possibilities, and I'm satisfied. There's nothing untoward in that premises whatsoever. I haven't been in the house and all the sheds. There's not even a whiff of anything or remains. There's always remains, always a smell of something. So I'm happy. We can now scrub that one from the list, so he won't be bothered again.
Unwanted telephone calls are not always just a nuisance. Sometimes they can be very plausible scammers that can cause real distress and anxiety, particularly to elderly or vulnerable members of the community. In Bridgewater, neighbourhood officers Tex Freeman and PCSO Dan Weller are investigating one such call.
The gentleman's phoned up. His elderly neighbours asked if he could give her a lift to the bank, and when he's asked why, that's a bit strange, she said that she's received a call, someone telling her to get all her money out of her bank account and keep it at home, and I think the probably gist is that someone's going to come round and pick it up and look after it, so we'll go and find out.
Fraudulent calls are becoming more and more insidious, and it's something Tex and the neighbourhood police take particularly seriously.
I'll let you go up first, as you obviously know of me.
The man has contacted Tex out of concern for his next-door neighbour, and that she might be the victim of a telephone con man. Every year, thousands of people lose money to phone scams.
How are you?
From a few pounds to their life savings.
Right, we've obviously spoken to your neighbour, but can you just run through it again? What's been going on?
Well, I got this telephone call this morning about 9 o'clock.
Because your bank,
the man on the
no
phone
bank
claimed he was from the ladies'
so
bank's fraud investigation team, and that someone had got her account details.
Have you given any of your numbers away? He kept on about that for about 10 minutes. I kept saying, no, I haven't, not knowingly. I said, unless somebody's looked over my shoulder and my PIN number. I said, no. But anyway, then he got on to this, what he wanted me to do. I want you to go to your bank. That was the first thing he wanted me to do. And he said, and I want you to draw out of your bank account £500.
The woman was completely taken in by the fraudster.
And I said, well, I shall have to get a taxi or something to take me to the bank. So he said, how long do you think it'll take you? So I said, well, if I go now, I said, I could probably be back about 11.
She then went next door and got a lift with her neighbour to her bank.
He said, I want you to phone me at 11 o'clock. He said, and I want you to not to disclose any of these details to the bank at all. He said, because we think it could even be in your bank that there's somebody doing something.
With her money in her account seemingly at risk, the woman believed she needed to withdraw the £500 from the bank. However, once she got there, she revealed what had happened, and the bank were able to assure her that her money was safe.
They told me then we would never get in touch with you on the telephone.
Sorry to interrupt, something happened as well when we came back from the bank, wasn't it? You were around home for a cup of coffee.
Yes.
And a taxi pulled up. So out the window I said, can I help you? It was a lady. And she said, we've had a phone call saying there was someone collecting from here. I said, it was a man. And I said, well, no, it's the neighbour lady. She's here with me now. Oh. So he even phoned a cab to get you in.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Thinking about it now.
The fraudsters had booked the taxi to collect a package of money from the woman. Fortunately, this time, their plot failed.
Anyone who phones up saying things like that and trying to get details and telling you to get money out of the bank, no banks will ever operate like that, okay? So straight away you know it's someone conning you. Let's put the phone down on them.
The woman is not the only person to fall for this particular scam. It's one of the most common. And according to Financial Fraud Action UK, 4 out of every 10 people are duped by it.
But the biggest thing is just, if it's someone you don't know, you're not dealt with, and you think they're trying to trick you, the safest thing is you just be polite, say, sorry, I've got to go, and hang up, okay, and let us know.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you have any more calls, let us know as well. I'm not trying to worry or anything, because these people, not expecting them to come round, but what we're going to do, we're going to put what we call a treat as urgent marker on your address, okay, so that means that if you need to phone us, when you say your address, that means that we'll have it flagging up early, so it means that you know, you'll get an immediate response. All right.
Thank you very, very
No, that's no problem. Nice to meet you, but sorry it's under these circumstances.
It's very hard to ever catch the scammers that ring up and steal from people or cause them such distress.
The big thing is, don't panic about it. Just go about your life as normal.
I will do. I'll try.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The police will follow up and do what they can, but the positive effect of their visit with the victims
Take care. All the best.
is often the best result of all.
I'm happy with the sort of reassurance and what we've done with so far. I mean, that's just a beginning. We're now going to start investigating, make a couple of calls to these taxi cabs, liaise with the fraud squad, and make all the inquiries we can.
I feel easy with the police now, and I feel easy and comfortable having to get into touch with them if I have to. And I think they're such friendly blokes and really thorough with what they're doing. I've never experienced anything like it. It's great.
Still to come, Dom takes a member of the public on the ride of a lifetime.
You got him, that's it. Ah, well done, mate. Woohoo!
And a shoplifter does something he might regret for the rest of his life.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Otherwise, I can't have the degree, please.
Okay.
I was in the police force for 8 years, and I'm often asked now, what was the job like? What was it like to race to the scene of a crime? What was it like to make an arrest? Well, now you can find out. Avon and Somerset have introduced a scheme called Ride Along.
And it is as it sounds. You sit in the car and you will go to incidents and you will go and see some of the challenges that we have to deal with, and you will almost have a better understanding of how the police operate in your area. I've yet to meet anybody who's not completely surprised by some of the things that we do have to deal with and some of the challenges that we have to face.
Up for the challenge today is civilian Ian Luckhurst, who is going to ride along with one of Avon and Somerset's finest, Don Bryant.
I'm a sociology teacher from Bridgewater College, and as part of the course there's a criminology unit, and so when I found out about the ride-along scheme, I thought it'd be interesting, and hopefully what I can gain today I can take back into the classroom and use in my day-to-day teaching.
Okay, let's do it, let's go.
First up, a look at all the kit Dom needs to take with him on every patrol.
Well, it's not the torso of the ex-wife, if anyone asks.
Cool.
See?
What's that for? Raids or something?
Everything. Not just raids, but it's everything I need in there.
What, for today?
Any day. That's what you've got to take out on duty. There's all sorts in there. Obviously, you've got forms, just about everything.
Paperwork, isn't it?
Yeah, there's the traffic triple.
Be like weapons or taters or whatever.
For motoring offences, what we call a traffic triple.
Right.
Sharps boxes. Come across anyone, any needles.
Yeah.
These are knife tubes, so if we seize a knife, we can put it in a tube.
How do you feel about the threat of, being, for example, pricked by a needle?
That does frighten me, more so than a knife.
Yeah.
Because you're talking 6 months waiting to see if you've got Hep B or
Yeah,
worse.
exactly, yeah.
With a knife, I'll be fairly confident I could deal with it.
Yeah.
But with a needle, I mean, they do hide them in places like car seats, so when you sit in it, things like that.
Dom's been tasked initially to find some people who are wanted on warrants. It's rather like being a bounty hunter.
I quite enjoy the hunt, you see, I quite enjoy hunting them down. I quite enjoy that. Like the Predator films. Yeah.
Like the extraterrestrial warrior in Predator.
Hello, very sorry to trouble you. My name's Dominic from Bridgewater Police Station.
Everybody today is invisible too.
He's definitely not there.
I kind of feel this need. I want to help a little bit and help Dominic, but I know it's not my place.
I'm looking for a gentleman that lives here, please.
My role is simply to observe and see what happens. So I kind of feel a little bit helpless at the moment. I found that really, really disappointing.
Like you say, it's a game of cats and mouse. Like you said yourself.
Yeah.
No, nothing lost.
But I want a result, and I expect, so do you. And
yeah, but we'll get one.
People who are wanted on warrant are mostly people who have failed to turn up for a court case, having been arrested and bailed previously.
There's somebody in there.
The next man on today's wanted list lives upstairs in a block of flats.
They're in there, I can hear them talking, but they've obviously seen the police vehicle.
Dom's not the only one trying to attract this occupant's attention.
Hello? There's someone in.
27
So am I.
10.
Yeah, there's somebody there. I can hear them. I'll keep buzzing, maybe they'll answer. Hang on, I'll knock as well. You buzz or knock, maybe.
As well as Dom, there's a taxi driver downstairs, and now some neighbours, all trying to speak to the man inside the flat.
Yeah, I need the gentleman in there, please. The taxi man downstairs waiting. Hopefully he'll come in shortly, sir, OK?
Dom can hear children inside.
But, I mean, if I think there's kids in there with no adults, that door will be going in. All right, we need to get that door open then, because I'm concerned. Get him out for me, please.
All of a sudden, after Dom's threat to break it down, the door opens.
My dear, by God.
He goes in to look for his wanted man, but once more, Dom's out of luck.
Right, I better go tell him before he breaks the buzzer. All right? Okay.
And so is the taxi driver outside, who was hoping to pick up some money he was owed.
We'll get them, mate, don't you worry. All right. It's no problem. No one's above the law.
Later, we see Dom the bounty hunter finally get his man. The beautiful city of Bath is a magnet, not only for tourists attracted by the Roman baths and stunning Georgian architecture, but also for students who come here from all around the world to study. And if you like to shop, Bath has every kind of shop imaginable, including some large department stores where inevitably shoplifters go to work. CCTV operators in this store recognise a man that's just come in. He's a person they suspect of stealing some swimming shorts a few days ago and appears to have returned to try his luck again. He's not going for the swimmers this time. Instead, he selected some expensive tops and wanders off to find a changing room. Meanwhile, operators alert the police through a special secure network called Radiolink, which connects all the shops and police together.
They're monitoring at the moment. I'm solar crewed. If there are any units nearby, I'll give you an update in a minute.
Neighbourhood officer Roger Parker is on the case. He's not in any mad rush whilst the man in the shop is still under surveillance.
He's selected other items. He's making his way to the changing room. So they're monitoring within the store, which is on, I believe, about 3 stories. So that's where we are at the moment.
There's no CCTV in the changing room, of course. So it's a matter of seeing what he goes in with and checking what he comes out with.
Charlie Sierra 1675.
The man leaves the changing room with the same items he took in. Perhaps he isn't shoplifting after all. But the operators are still a little suspicious of him, so they continue to keep an eye on him.
We'll have to see how it goes. I mean, you take everything, try and keep it down on the lowest level of confrontation, just awaiting an update from our CityLink.
The man has selected another shirt to try on. Whilst the man is still under surveillance,
got any update?
There's no need for Roger to hurry.
Yeah, wear section, having a bit of a browse, selecting more items.
Something a little odd happens. The man picks up the same shirt as he tried on before, but this time heads towards a different changing room in a more secluded part of the shop.
Yeah, that's noted.
The man leaves the changing room, and now the camera operator is really suspicious. He's come out empty-handed. He could have left the polo shirt in the changing room, so an assistant goes to check. It's empty. He's either suddenly put on weight or slipped the shirt on under his jumper.
He's actually put on one of the polo shirts. Got it underneath. We've got a description of the make and colour, and he's just saying he's going around selecting other items. Essentially, we got 2 people down there behind us. We got 1 guy there, and we got another guy further down.
Inside, the suspect is carrying on browsing, trying to act normally and not draw attention to himself. He's in for a big surprise when he leaves the store, especially now Roger's joined by several plainclothes security colleagues.
See where the lady in the red thing is? I'll hover somewhere there.
Yeah.
All right. If you can just position yourself here.
Yes.
We've got 2 other people there.
Yes.
All right. I don't want anyone grabbing and rolling around the floors.
No.
But the minute we got a heads up, hopefully he'll be there to detain him, and then we can get him back in the store.
Let Gary know as soon as I see him come out.
Yeah. What we've done is the people from some of the other security offices further down in the south gate have come up to assist.
Back inside, another 5 minutes of browsing, and nobody has approached the man. He thinks he's in the clear. Time to sneak out.
Should be able to see the mail now.
The man's collared. The store's security officer and Roger escort the suspected shoplifter to a basement office. They suspect he's not a local.
Can you speak English? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to ask the security people why they've detained you, okay?
I watched as the male selected various items. He's then selected a polo top. She's taken into our fitting rooms.
Yeah.
He's then exited the fitting room without the item. I've had one of our female staff members check the fitting room.
Yeah.
And she found the label, which is across on the side there, which has been removed from the item, and just the hanger.
Have you got anything on you haven't paid for?
Yeah, I've got this.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Can you just remove your top a minute?
The man shamelessly admits to having clothes on he hasn't paid for.
Just this item. Right. Have you got another thing underneath that? Do you want to just take that off? Right. Have you anything before I search you?
No.
Okay.
The only thing on the man is his Italian driving licence. As well as the shirt, he will be charged with stealing the swimming shorts from a few days ago.
And what was the value of those?
£74.
So £74 the other day.
Yep, £74, 3 items.
Never done something like that in my life.
Right. So on the basis of what we've seen today, what they've seen, I'm going to arrest you for the theft today of that item of clothing there.
I'm so stupid.
And 3 swimming costumes on the 12th of August.
I mean, is it necessary?
Yeah.
To be arrested?
Yeah, because we're not looking at one item. We're looking at two items, and they're over the amount of money which we can deal with it in store.
Okay, all right. But it is not possible just to pay for this.
No.
I'm so stupid. I don't know what I have done.
All right. Don't say any more.
Is there something I can do, please?
The man is just one of Bath's poor students, but is beginning to realise what trouble he's in.
Please try to understand me. I've got an important exam on Thursday.
Yeah.
And next Thursday again.
Yeah.
So it is very important for me to do this, please.
Okay.
Otherwise, I can't have the degree, please.
Okay.
I know this is
right. Listen.
I have done something.
Listen. Calm down.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure we can sort it out. Just calm down. Keep calm.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to hold on to you.
Is it necessary?
Yeah. Just want to make sure you don't run away, because you might be faster than me. The chances are you probably are faster than me. All right. But it's only out the back here. Right. Just want to put your safety belt on.
After being interviewed at the police station, the student admitted stealing all the clothing and was released after being given a police caution. Much to his relief, he was free to take his exams. Earlier, Dom was on the trail of a number of fugitives wanted on warrant, but wasn't having much luck. And he's not that hopeful about the next one either.
Right, it's a chap who's wanted on warrant, and again, very elusive. Every time you knock on the door, no one's ever heard of him, nobody knows who he is.
But this time, he struck it lucky. The man, who is suspected of drug offences, is at home. While Dom's ride-along Ian looks on from the safety of the police van, Dom handcuffs the man ready for the journey to the police station, where he'll be held in custody. Another aspect of the job, ride-alongs get the chance to witness.
You can't go in guns blazing. Yeah, it's not really like what you see in the Hollywood movies. You know, fire first, ask questions later. You can't take that approach at all. It's very much from almost like a customer relation issue. I don't know how much Dom would agree with that. You've got to kind of keep the members of the public on your side, and the way you deal with that and the way you do that is to come across in a very kind of courteous, calm, professional manner.
Now Ian, as well as the prisoner, will get the chance to see inside Bridgewater's state-of-the-art police station.
Yeah. We don't get out of the vehicle till the door shuts behind us.
Okay.
So there's nowhere for the detainee to escape.
Ian observes the booking-in process. The suspect's name is taken and the charge is entered into the record book before his clothes are changed and he's placed in a cell.
Right, arms up, that's it, thanks mate, you got it.
He'll be held there until he appears in court.
Right, here we go, mate. Oh, yeah, cells 13 to 24.
The cells are not somewhere most people would choose to spend the night.
Yeah, not particularly comfortable or inviting, is it? But, you know, it's not meant to be, I suppose.
Camera.
Oh, yeah.
No PlayStation.
No.
Back on the road, there's more work to be done. At a garage, Ian has spotted an opportunity to help. He's seen something while Dom's refuelling.
Strange. We're at this petrol station. I saw a trike motorbike with a trailer, and the back flap was open, driving up the road with all his petrol cans and tools on display. And I was kind of, you know, pointing out to Dom that could be a potential hazard.
Looked like an insecure load, A38 outbound towards Hybrids. I'm going to see if I can find it, stop it.
With a petrol can about to fall into the path of an oncoming car, there's no time to lose.
Hold on tight. Takes immense concentration.
For Ian, it's his first pulse-raising blues and twos run.
Got him, that's it. Ah, well done, mate. Woohoo!
Sure enough, Ian was right.
There we go.
Good call.
My name's Dominic, I'm a police officer from Bridgewater. Let me shake your hand. Hello, madam.
Hello.
Hi. How are you? So my friend here was a bit worried you're going to lose your petrol and all your bits and bobs, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
That's pound store.
We saw her at the petrol station. I thought, oh, blimey.
All right, cheers. Oh, thank you very much.
So he bombed up the road to chase you down.
60 for a PNC check, please. Is it Reliant based or?
It is, yes.
Yeah. Very nice too.
Dom's in his element with this bad boy.
I'm a crazy about bikes myself.
Right, yeah, well, I like bikes and bikes.
Yeah.
Cars and
Yeah.
That's fantastic. A real adrenaline kick, you know. Yeah, I'm so pleased we got them, because when we got to that roundabout, they could have gone either way, the motorway or, say, the Highbridge Road. Luckily, we got the right choice and managed to track them down. And, you know, no one got hurt.
Thanks for your time. Have a nice day, all right? No problem at all.
A few words of advice, and everybody's on their way. Getting people to understand exactly what the police do and the pressures they face is an important part of gaining the public's trust. The ride-along scheme is a powerful way to do this, and one which Ian won't forget in a hurry.
There are several things that I'll probably take away with me after today. The kind of the adrenaline you get from, you know, from putting the blues and twos on. And as Dom quite rightly said, you know, it's not all about, you know, chasing, you know, bank robbers and shoplifters. It's really about helping members of the public. I'd like to say thank you, Dom, for today. It's been fantastic.
Pleasure's been all mine, my friend.
And it's been a very insightful experience.
Nice to have you on board. Really, it's been great, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Whether it's answering 999 calls or showing members of the public how offenders and victims are dealt with, we've seen today just how important good communication is for the neighbourhood police. Until next time, evening all.
The friendly, caring Bobby pounding the beat has always been the hallmark of British policing.
Fantastic.
Pleasure's been all right, my friend.
And has even been immortalised on film by the fictional Dixon of Dock Green. Today's neighbourhood police teams continue that tradition, but also tackle the root causes of crime head-on by targeting known hotspots.
Unlucky.
Stamping down on antisocial behaviour.
I'm arresting you for a public order offence.
And waging war on illegal drugs.
I can smell cannabis already.
In this new series of Neighbourhood Blues, we follow the police men and women of Somerset as they continue their quest to make our streets a safer place. Coming up, police are surrounded on a troublesome estate. The neighbourhood team call in immigration to target a Chinese takeaway.
When did you come to England?
And a stabbing sparks a police manhunt.
Combating urban crime in Weston-super-Mare, particularly offences involving drugs and violence, is an ongoing problem. Every now and again, the neighbourhood police like to hit the streets in force on a dedicated day of action to crack down on offenders.
And today in Weston-super-Mare, neighbourhood officers are being briefed for one of these special days of action.
We've continued to see a increase in drug-related offences and violent offences. However, the burglaries have gone significantly down.
The majority of the time, neighbourhood officers work in uniform, but today it's strictly plain clothes, so they can more easily spot suspicious activity.
The operation's free flowing today. It is going to be a case of what we see and then what we go with. And these are the opportunities we need to sort of pounce upon. Each area is going to have a predominant area to patrol, and as soon as someone sees something, then we can all move in onto one area.
Groups of small patrols will spread across Weston. And for Sergeant Mark Jenkinson, it's the only opportunity he gets to be invisible as a neighbourhood cop.
Operations like this, we tend to come together and have a larger, more dramatic impact. So today, everyone's in plain clothes and we're looking to be particularly proactive throughout the whole day.
Out on the street, Sergeant Colin Batchelor and Alice Durston have hardly left the station before they spot someone ahead.
You all right?
A man they know is acting suspiciously.
You got anything on you shouldn't have on you? No.
They also know he's a drug user.
What is all this? Just
paraphernalia, innit?
Paraphernalia.
Inside the plastic bag are used syringes and powders, often mixed with heroin to make it more soluble. And although no drugs are found on the man, Colin can see he's a serious user.
You have a bad leg?
I was going to say, mate, this is not right down here, is it?
No, mate.
What have you got going on here?
It's a hospital, mate.
You are not in good shape with these. They are rock hard. You've been putting too many needles into it. Is that what's happened?
Yeah.
While Colin searches the drug user, he discovers a letter from a support charity which shows the man's trying to get clean.
And you've got an ad action appointment at 3 o'clock today, haven't you?
Yeah. What time is it?
3 o'clock. You're right for the minute.
Oh, thank God for that, because I need that. Thanks for telling me.
Colin takes the opportunity to talk about the drug crime in the area.
It's all getting a bit nasty around here, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of stabbings and that, innit? But everyone, innit? It's just crazy, innit?
And obviously that's a concern to us, that's a concern to
Well, yeah, definitely.
the community, that's a concern to the people that live here, etc.
There's been
loads
of people everywhere, isn't there?
Well,
they took me down the other day hard, man.
I know.
They come in force.
The guy obviously knows the risks involved with his habits.
You're not worried about anything?
No, no one come near me.
Not yet.
No one would they?
Why not?
I'd take them out, really.
What with? Your socks?
People
Right.
know me, mate, yeah? It's the vowels.
I know who you are.
Yeah.
I know who you are.
Do your own work, mate, yeah?
Right, go on then.
All right, I'm
That way to our action, all right?
Yeah.
See you later. 1 o'clock. You'll be early. His legs are minging. He's got nothing on him, probably because he's already had it. His eyeballs were on stalks, and he, unfortunately, is right at the bottom of the drugs food chain, if you want to call it that. And that's quite a good example of what can happen to you. But par for the course, I'm afraid. Come on in.
The day of action is gaining pace. Across town, Mark and his colleague John Phippen have just started their patrol, and already they're onto something.
Guy with a baseball cap and
Yeah, I see him.
he's wanted, isn't he? And he wanted by you. Some bloke with a limp.
Just hang back instead of the saw.
Is that him?
I'm not sure going to speak to him, I think. What's your name, mate?
But as soon as the man starts speaking,
Sorry, I'm not speaking English.
John realises he's got the wrong person.
He's a Polish gentleman anyway.
Oh, is he?
It's fine, it's not you. I thought you were someone else. Don't worry.
All right.
Okay.
A few drinks?
More than a few.
Oh, yeah.
Already, innit?
Police work on local information and their instincts and take care to follow procedure.
What we've got to make sure that we do is that if we do stop someone or if we do engage with someone, it's done lawfully and properly. You know, we can't go on fishing trips, but certainly sometimes if you have a feel for something, sometimes it'll pay off, sometimes it doesn't.
As each team gets in their stride on this day of action, an urgent call comes in from one of the units.
Is anybody available to put down the phone, though?
On the Bourneville estate, a uniformed officer and a PCSO have detained a teenager who's been riding around on a mobility scooter, which clearly isn't his. Some residents seem to be unhappy that police have stopped him and have surrounded the two men. Undercover patrols race to the estate to help them out. As Colin arrives, Mark Stevens is holding onto the teenager found riding the mobility scooter. Mark explains how he and PCSO Justin have just been threatened by the group of youths.
What's going on, mate?
They're all talking about doing me. So one of them is, I don't know which it was, and they've had a go at Justin.
Right.
And then as a result, they've just caught him.
Right.
The lad who assaulted Justin has just been chased across the road and rugby tackled to the ground. Justin's taken aback by the experience.
They've all kicked off and tried to stop him being arrested, and then it's gone from there.
With the crowd growing, Russ Millier needs to get the lad away before things escalate.
Ah, we love it! Cool.
The teenager on the mobility scooter was found to have cannabis on him. He was also found guilty of additional unrelated offences and was given a year's rehabilitation order. The scooter was taken back to its owner. And Mark now has the opportunity to give Colin the full picture.
They all got a bit arsey.
Yeah.
I started to move him. Then one of them shoved me, but I didn't know which one it was from behind.
Sorry, I didn't realise there was two shoves. But...
Justin then came across and got involved.
Yeah. The lad who pushed Justin was charged with assault and given a 9-month referral order. And after Russ's rugby tackle, the lad will need some stain remover. The day of action has been a success.
It's been absolutely perfect and spot on, and we've caused some disruption, so yeah, we're happy with the results today.
Most people who come to live in the UK from overseas arrive with all the right documents, but many others bypass the red tape completely. There could be more than 600,000 illegal immigrants living in the UK, and it's difficult to put a figure on how many of those are working here illegally too.
And in Bath, it's an issue for Chief Inspector Kevin Thatcher.
We look at the issue of illegal workers as potentially modern-day slavery. There's a lot of restaurants in Bath, there's a lot of licensed premises in Bath, there's lots of other businesses in Bath who may want to look to, for cheap labour.
Today, Bath's Neighbourhood team have called in one of their partners, Immigration Enforcement, to investigate 2 restaurants under suspicion of using illegal workers.
So the intention is...
Amy Averne is the lead officer.
I'll give you a bit of background as to how this restaurant came to our attention.
Amy has warrants to search an Indian restaurant and a Chinese takeaway.
Neil, you're covering the rear of the premises. We'll go for the main door, I'll execute the warrant, and then if you can just remain in this area with anybody that we encounter. Dean and Sean, you can just enter through the main door and then straight down to the basement.
They're acting on locals' reports.
We rely a lot on the community to give us information in regards to people working illegally, because without them, obviously we don't know, we just can't enter premises without the intel from them.
Immigration enforcement was set up by the Home Office to clamp down on anyone abusing immigration laws, whether by smuggling themselves in, forging documents, or overstaying their visa. And unscrupulous employers are also part of the problem. The first target is an Indian restaurant on the outskirts of the city. The officers head straight for the kitchen, where they find 6 men, 3 of whom are trying to escape through the back door. But the runaways don't get far, and all 6 men are detained.
We have now contained the premises, and now we've now seated the males who were encountered into a sterile area where we will begin to question them in regards to their immigration status.
The suspects are from Bangladesh, and after checking the information the men give against her database, it's obvious to Amy that their immigration status is in doubt. So they're taken into custody for further questioning.
These people are paid minimum wage. They aren't always given a wage. They are given food and accommodation in return for them to work. So it's cheap labour for the people that are actually working here.
If the men are found to be here illegally, they could be deported back to Bangladesh, and their employer fined £20,000 for each illegal worker. But some immigration warrants aren't so simple. The second call is on a Chinese takeaway in Bath city centre. It's important no one leaves the restaurant until the officers have established who works there. As they arrive, a man is walking out of the door, and experience tells them to escort him back in.
I'll show you the warrant, okay, sir?
Yeah. The owner says the man's a customer.
You're buying food, are you? Okay, take a seat then, that's fine. So you've got a warrant issued by the courts to enter the premises, okay?
Yeah, so you need my ID, yeah?
I do indeed, yes.
It's late afternoon, and possibly the said customer fancies an early supper, but something's not adding up.
If he's buying food, where's his order and where's his food?
Here.
Something doesn't make sense about his footwear either.
Why has he got chef's shoes on?
He's working here.
No, working here. No,
I'm so nervous. We have a gentleman behind the counter who he's told us he is the boss, and a gentleman here who he's told us he is a customer. So we're just questioning both at the moment because they're both on the premises when we came here.
When did you come to England?
If the alleged customer is here illegally, he could be deported.
2 months ago.
Do you have any females that work here?
Oh, this guy.
No, I'm asking, do you have any females that work here? If he's a customer, he won't know what staff works here, does he? I'm talking to you, talk to me.
Because I doesn't understand. Okay.
You do understand. You do understand English.
You know, English is not very well.
It's better than what you think it is.
The owner says he has a British passport, but after running his name through the system, there's no photo to confirm who he is.
Where are you from? China?
So officers accompany him home to see if he's telling the truth.
He's been a bit vague with the answers to the questions we've given him, so my officers, with his consent now, have gone to his address, which is literally across the road. We'll have a look at the passport and make sure that the British passport is his.
The owner's back within minutes. His passport is fine. The immigration officers need to check the ID of all members of staff, and one of the evening workers has dropped in.
Hiya. Hi. Thank you. You're a student, yeah?
Yes, I am. A few times, yeah.
Do you work with him?
Yeah, but I only come
It's
for
becoming
work, so-
apparent that both the young woman and the man are part-time workers.
He told us he didn't work here.
That confirms that.
That confirms that then.
But like,
It's okay.
The man's rumbled.
I mean, I see him like frequently, but doesn't mean he works here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The young woman may be legally in the country, but if the suspect's not, he's likely to be sent home.
Nothing wrong.
Nothing.
Just confirm that it's the right name. Let's see what this is first.
The handheld computer has all the technology to determine what Amy does next.
So if he's coming to UK with a visa, it will show, using our fingerprint scanner, what his true details are. If he has obviously given us false information in regards to his name, we will then run those new details through our systems to find out if he is in fact an immigration offender. At the moment, we're just waiting for the transmission to come through from the scanner.
The real name?
Within seconds, they have a result.
The name he gave my colleague initially was a false name, and through the fingerprint scanner we've been able to prove his true identity.
The name he's given is false, and they found out his true identity.
Oh dear, so you didn't come in May, did you?
It seems the man came to the UK on a student visa, which expired a long time ago, and he's been avoiding the Home Office ever since.
He was served immigration papers.
An officer is on the line to an interpreter, who explains to the man what's going to happen.
Okay, can you just confirm that he understands he's now under arrest?
Yeah.
The heat is now on the man's alleged employer, the owner of the takeaway, who is still insisting the man doesn't work for him.
It's for you then to prove that he hasn't been working here, okay? If found to be working here, okay, you will be fined £20,000 for him working here illegally, all right?
But something's been found in the kitchen, which flies in the face of the owner's story.
He does work here, doesn't he? Yes, exactly. I just noticed a food hygiene certificate in the name of this gentleman here. The manager's been telling me the whole time he doesn't work here. I've now taken a photograph of the certificate to prove that this gentleman does in fact work here. He's now taken it down now.
The man's future now lies in the hands of the Home Office.
The more so that we can receive this kind of information, we will stop people from working illegally, and we will try and stop people, the owners of these premises, employing people working illegally, and hopefully in time they will then start employing people in the community that have the right to work.
And it's reports from neighbourhood officers on the ground which enables immigration enforcement to get results.
We look for local people to provide us with information. Our neighbourhood team in particular, and particularly in the centre of Bath, are our eyes and our ears.
As yet, none of the Bangladeshi men have been deported. Some have claimed asylum, and others are visa overstayers who are currently going through the system. But the Chinese worker was sent back to China. Both restaurant owners have been served warnings of a fine and are now looking at a whopping bill of up to £20,000 for each illegal worker. Last year, police across England and Wales dealt with over 27,000 stabbings and other knife crimes, the equivalent of around 500 a week. It's a worrying figure, and even more worrying is that many of those involved with knife crime are still in their teens. Weston-super-Mare's neighbourhood team have been dealing with a recent spate of stabbings. And today, there's been another attack. Russ Millier is responding to the call for backup.
Control, it's urgent. You've got Lewis speaking. We're going to say something's been stabbed or there's been someone cut with a knife by this group, possibly. All officers be aware they may be carrying weapons.
An undercover officer has seen an altercation in the street between 2 local men and 4 youths who are from out of town. One of the 2 locals has been slashed on the face, allegedly by one of the youths who have all scarpered.
One of them has gone into an address, but the other 3 are on the run around the roads here.
The 2 men have been detained. One, who already has history with the police, was seen brandishing a dagger, defending his injured friend. Russ is anxious to join in the search for the 4 runaways. But not as fast as he'd like.
Yeah, we were speaking with officers trying to get a dog. The nearest aircraft is 3030 minutes away.
Officers on the ground are already getting results. A youth has just been caught.
Black caramel jacket, the black bag.
One
yeah, let me watch your location.
Yep, which way to the go?
Suddenly, there's a sighting.
Which gardens? Which gardens?
Another 2 youths have been seen.
Have you got what side of the road or not? Have you got what side of the road?
Yeah, they turned left and they've gone here.
Russ immediately gets a shout. The youths have doubled back through another garden. A female plainclothed officer and neighbourhood police make chase. With 3 now in cuffs, the search will continue for the 4th. And while the lad in the black jacket is being searched for weapons, Russ notices something on the one in the red tracksuit.
Face away from me.
A wound.
How'd you get that on your head?
Got bottled.
What, recently?
Last week.
Suddenly, the youth in the black jacket starts playing up. Knife crime is a big deal for police in Weston, which often involves people from other towns and cities. And all 3 youths will be taken in for questioning.
What's your name?
Don't need to know.
Right, whatever your name is, at this moment in time, you're under arrest on suspicion of possession of a blade article and suspicion of a fray.
That wasn't me.
Okay?
The lad who was struggling with police is already on his way to the station, and Russ tries to find out more about the one in the tracksuit.
How old are you?
15.
Yeah?
Mm.
You act like an 11-year-old.
Is it? Still smash a 50-year-old man's face in, bruv.
You really think?
Yeah.
And how are you going to do that?
Take these off.
Well, they were off when we got there. You didn't do anything, did you?
Mm.
You really shouldn't make idle threats.
Wrong.
Keep your hands where we can see them as well. Recently, we've had issues with mainly drug crime gangs coming down from out of town, which has resulted in probably about 6 to maybe 8 instances where people have been stabbed as a result. This young lad here, he's 15 years of age. It's what we come across all the time now. They've got no concept over what's going on, and they do think it's funny.
Information has just come in. Officers have ferreted out the 4th youth. With all 4 out-of-towners now securely in police hands, it shows the public that the neighbourhood team can deliver. At Bridgewater Police Station, officers are keeping the youths apart.
Boy! Yes, my good guy.
And while the one who resisted arrest is already being processed,
The police! The cop! Oh, you fat.
the 15-year-old is put into a holding room.
Right, listen, be quiet. They're not coming off because you slapped the clown, didn't you? But he's just showing off in front of his friends.
Did you find
I don't have to find it on you.
Now faced with the custody sergeant, the gobby teenager has rather less to say for himself.
What is your surname? You look well at this week. Have you any injuries you need to know about?
Yeah, he has. He's got it's like a stab mark on his head from a previous incident, which has got a butterfly stitch in, and he's got a cut to his hand, fresh cut to his hand.
The fourth youth is now in the holding room awaiting his turn with the sergeant. All suspects will be strip searched for any weapons or drugs and their outer clothing taken for forensics. Much to the teenager's indignation.
So what am I going to wear when I'm built?
These. They're nice.
Don't look any more ridiculous than you do now.
Come on, young man. Welcome.
Unfortunately, the lad now has to wave goodbye to his designer trackie.
That's it. Hood up, off. We have to give them clothing. Not the most glamorous by far, but it is clothing. Get your slippers on. No problem.
After you, what get them?
Show you to your room, sir. There you go.
While the lad shows off his brand new prison apparel and his belongings are backed up, Russ gets some new information from an officer still at the scene.
Yeah, go on.
The man who was wounded has given a rough description of what was used to injure him, and the officer believes it could be here at the station.
Yeah, who said he's got that on him?
Russ takes a look in the evidence room.
The victim from the earlier assault has described the weapon that got him around the face as a small blade off a hair clipper, and possibly the weapon that caused the injury to the male's face.
And this nasty specimen is the dagger found on his friend, who was trying to defend him, which, no doubt, could have caused serious injuries.
In my opinion, that's been designed for one thing and one thing only.
The blade's 10 inches long. Carrying any knife in public over 3 inches is illegal.
And you can't have it lock in, no matter what size. So yeah, as you can see, that is well and truly over 3 inches.
The injured man refused to identify who attacked him, so there was insufficient evidence to charge any of the youths with the assault.
There you go.
But the man who had the dagger pleaded guilty to possession of an offensive weapon and was given a 6-month prison sentence, suspended for 2 years. Still to come.
Get on the floor now!
Russ is given the runaround by a youth suspected of criminal damage. And things are blooming marvellous for the local kids.
Right, who's coming to dig a hole then?
Oh, me,
For some who like a seaside break, Weston-super-Mare's sandy beaches, entertainment and Grand Pier make it one of the Southwest's most pleasurable destinations. But some visitors take the pleasure too far. Tonight, Russ Millier's patrolling the prom in an unmarked car. A call's come in from the police control centre. Guests at a seafront hotel have trashed one of the rooms and done a runner.
Well, what have you got? I've just come around the corner for the Royal Present.
It all started when a receptionist saw glasses being tossed out of the window of an upstairs room, which a lad had checked into. Another member of staff went to investigate and found more than he bargained for. He also believes someone had been smoking cannabis.
There was 2 girls out there when I first went. One was in just like nothing but underwear, stoned out of faces with cannabis, and he's been coming up and down asking to change like 5s and 10s and 20s.
Another youth was also found in the room. It seems the one who booked it had sneaked in his friend and the 2 young girls. all four made a speedy exit when they were discovered.
What time is it him that's checked in?
Yeah.
What time was that?
Well, Jane left at 8, so it was around the 8 o'clock mark.
What, this evening?
Yeah.
Oh, he hadn't even been there a couple of hours.
Yeah.
The lad had walked into the hotel asking for a last-minute room for the night. The only one available was a family room, for which he paid £40 for sole occupancy.
No other people were meant to be in that room.
Yeah.
One person.
Yeah. He's given a local address, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Did he confirm any ID?
No.
Yeah, he looked about 18, 19.
Without this chap will take me out and have a look at the room, shall we?
You'll get lost in the maze if you
Ross gets a sniff of something in the air.
Oh, smell the cannabis now.
You wait till they open the door.
It looks like the foursome have enjoyed a wild party. A lamp has been broken and the curtains ripped off the wall.
So the main damage is the curtain rail they've pulled down.
Yeah, out to the wall. It's supposed to be like that one is.
Yeah.
Despite rushing to get away, they didn't leave any evidence behind.
Taking all their bags and everything?
Yeah. They've been drinking, obviously. Broke toilet roll holder in there.
The council CCTV are already aware of their descriptions and they're on the lookout for them. We'll take the crime details and go have a look ourselves, I think.
In this case, appearances aren't everything.
Jane said he was lovely when we booked in.
Yeah.
You know, that's it, isn't it? You don't know.
Yeah, no, you don't know. All right. Speak to you later, all right? No problem.
As Russ is in an unmarked car, he might be in with a chance of catching up with the group.
So we're going to go and have a look for the suspects that are going to be in and around the town centre somewhere. We have got an address which they checked in with. Chances are it could well be a Joey address, as in a false address. So we'll see what we can find in the town.
But before heading towards the town centre, Russ's sixth sense tells him that the park near the seafront might be worth trying first. In the distance, he spots a young couple sitting on a bench. The lad seems to fit the description of the one who booked into the hotel, but is it the right one? Russ carefully creeps up in his unmarked car. As soon as Russ gets out of the car, the lad spots his uniform and legs it.
Foot chase, one of the gardens! Get on the floor now!
Down now, down!
What am I arrested for?
Criminal damage.
Well, can you pick me up?
Nice run, son, nice run!
I thought, oh, my arms!
Up you come, up you come.
No, my arms, man. Hey, yo, can you pull him down a bit, please? Thank you. Why are you taking pictures?
Here's our man.
Yeah.
The youth's romantic bargain break has been stopped in its tracks.
What are you doing? Ian?
While the suspect spends time in the cells, Russ catches his breath.
A bit of a foot chase through the town, getting a little bit old for it. Yeah, caught him, so pleased with that. He's been arrested. Yeah, good job. Good job.
The youth's friends have got away, and it's hoped he'll give police the full story so they can be found. But the following day, one of the girls seen in the hotel room owned up to the damage. She was given a conditional caution for criminal damage and made to pay £70 towards repairs. She's also been banned from the hotel for the foreseeable future. No charges were made against the other three. And now Russ is considering joining a gym.
Get on the floor now!
We all try to lead happy lives, and knowing our neighbourhoods are safe wherever they are contributes to that. But when you've been a victim of crime, especially burglary, all sorts of fears can creep in.
People who have been burgled feel quite violated. They feel that their personal space has been attacked.
So it's kind of loss of your privacy, someone invading your house. You know, it's not cool at all.
That would be devastating, obviously, because, you know, property, this is where you keep most of your valuable, precious things.
And the support of our neighbourhood officers goes a long way to allay those fears.
Neighbourhood policing is all about owning a little area. They have responsibility geographically for that area and everyone who lives there. So they really care, and they have that for several years at a time. And so you get specific people in there who really care and really want to make a difference.
In Bridgewater, PCSO Joe Farrow is on patrol. Her patch crosses a wide area and takes her from built-up streets to the odd country lane.
I've got an urban beat that I cover, so we've got a bit of everything. As you can tell, I've got some cows in the background. We've got sort of quite a high crime area as well, so there's quite a lot going on. It's quite busy.
Today, Joe's going to reassure a couple whose home was burgled at the weekend.
They've actually come across the offender, they've disturbed them, the offender's run off, so we've got a description to go by. So I'm just going to go and see if there's anything else that we can do to help them.
As well as the visit, it's also an opportunity for Joe to give advice face-to-face on preventing future break-ins.
Hiya, Melanie. All right.
Thankfully, the couple weren't harmed, but they are very worried. They were also the target of a burglary just 3 weeks ago, possibly by the same person.
What's been taken?
On the first burglary, they attempted to break into my car.
The burglar couldn't get into the car, so he damaged it instead. But he did succeed in breaking into a camper wagon and a small van before he was discovered by the woman's partner. She disturbed the thief on his second visit.
I caught him as he was trying to break into the locked container we have.
Right, okay.
The couple's separate descriptions seem to match, and police are working on the assumption that it's the same man. Joe's shown where he got in.
This wasn't a cross, he'd already taken this out.
Right, okay.
But his first port of call was into this vehicle.
Yeah.
This is where
the burglar seems to be a music fan. As well as speakers, he also got away with a radio and 2 amp leads. It's possible the thief came back as he didn't have time to get everything he wanted on the first occasion.
He's jemmied all of this out and taken the leads out that were in there on Saturday. I came to this gate, which was his padlock, but he was trying to get into here. He had some snips.
Yeah.
So he snipped here
Snip
and here,
that.
trying to
Okay.
get into it. But what we didn't realise until after the police had gone is he cut the cable.
It was the woman's partner who disturbed him on the first break-in.
I was shocked really because I came out at 6:30 in the morning, just doing my normal routine to go to work, saw him in the actual van, went to ring the police straight away and that was it, he was gone.
It was just unbelievable. I just couldn't believe that somebody else, or the same person possibly, had actually broken in again. It's insulting. It really is insulting.
The break-ins are still playing on their minds, and they're both afraid the thief will return.
You're on edge continuously. Slightest noise and you're like, what is that noise? It's a sleepless nights. You constantly listening out for something because you're just expecting something else to happen.
You're living on a knife edge all the time.
To keep them reassured, Joe offers advice on crime prevention.
Alarms and things
Yeah,
like
like the
that.
little security
you can
alarms.
get little
Yeah.
shed alarms
Yeah.
now that as soon as the seal's
That's what we've got in
broken,
the
it
garage.
goes off.
That's what we've got
Yeah.
in the garage.
Put that on. You can put it on your gates
Yeah.
as soon as it opens. I know it'll be a little bit of an annoyance to you because every time you open it, but you know it's there to turn it off.
Yeah.
Joe also casts an expert eye over the area.
With the little gap you've got there, if you can put something else into it,
we've put
because
some more fencing on there.
anything that makes things a little bit more difficult for them. Obviously, you've got quite a lot of equipment here. We do sort of property marking stuff.
Right.
So if you want us to come back out with that, I can come back out with the pens
Okay.
and things, and we can
Yeah.
mark up. Again, doesn't stop them, deters them.
Before Joe leaves, the woman remembers another detail. The suspect had getaway transport. which was found behind
So
another
we go
vehicle.
back round the second time on Saturday.
Yeah.
Behind the camper, between the camper and the fence, he'd wedged a stolen push bike.
Okay. Did we recover that?
Yeah, they picked that up Sunday morning.
Stolen bikes are often used by offenders to escape a crime scene, but in this case, the bicycle thief, stroke burglar, quickly jumped over a fence when he was disturbed and left the bike behind, which is now at the police station.
He's now aware that you both know what he looks like, so it should stop him from coming back again. I'll get some updates anyway and I'll give you a call.
Yeah, it's nice and reassuring to know that somebody like Joe is there to support us if we need any help.
For Sharon Bennett, PCSOs like Joe are a godsend when it comes to reassurance.
From what I've seen and what I hear from the community, they love them. They really do, and I certainly value everything they do. And if it wasn't actually for PCSOs, I think we wouldn't be delivering the service we do to our communities.
It's 2 weeks later, and although the suspect may still be on the loose, at least one crime has been solved. The stolen bike is being reunited with its owner.
This will be her bike, hopefully.
Thankfully, the woman had given a very detailed description.
It is really nice to be able to say, actually, we've been able to find it and it's solved a crime at the end of the day.
Oh, wonderful.
It's actually unusual to always get the bike back in one piece as well, so I'm really glad I've been able to do that for you.
Success story.
All right.
Thank you so much, Joe. God, that's incredible. I didn't think I'd see that again.
With one crime positively solved, police will continue their inquiries to find the burglar. As well as keeping crime off our streets, neighbourhood teams work hard to build a relationship with the locals, especially youngsters. Over in Weston-super-Mare, Mark Stevens is getting ready for a special assignment involving items which need very delicate handling. Pansies. Mark and Alice Durston are visiting a nearby estate to join in a gardening project designed as a holiday activity for the young children in the area.
The benefits of working with the children at this age is they can build that relationship with us, so they can look at us and they know they can approach us if they need our help, or if they've got any questions they want to ask us, and they can come and do that with us. It's just to build that confidence between us and them, really.
Sharon Bennett strongly believes in a holistic approach to neighbourhood policing.
They'll work with other agencies, they'll work with young people in the community, old people. They really look to do some of that work that isn't necessarily measurable straight away, but has a real long-term effect and a positive effect on that community.
Somerset Police are working in partnership with the Stonewater Housing Association, who, along with local businesses, have donated all the plants.
A lot of kids today get a bit of a bad rep seen like causing antisocial behaviour when actually there just isn't a lot for them to do. So if they're spending a lot of time in their community because they don't have anywhere else to do, why not do something positive? And it just makes the community relationships a lot better and the adults have a lot more respect than the kids and vice versa.
It's hoped the children will also take more pride in their local area and have fun, of course.
Right, who's coming to dig a hole then? Back around it in a minute. So what we need to do is take it out of the pot.
Oh, take it out. Another tap.
There we go, look. Just give it a good hand now. Just
The event is a concerted effort to make the public aware that the police do care about their neighbourhoods. And one way is by posting pictures on social media.
Say cheese.
Cheese. Twitter is really a really good example of how we can get real positive messages out there nice and quickly and let people know of all the work we're doing, because a lot of it goes unseen.
More children arrive to join in the fun.
It's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 plants we put in.
Another advantage to the event is it encourages everyone on the estate to get to know each other better. Some of the children are making plant pots for their neighbours.
Ding dong.
Some of the children live locally and live on the street, so they've kind of made pots for their own house. But some of the children live in the same house, so they've made pots for other neighbours, which is really cute. Really sweet.
Today has been a great icebreaker for the kids and police alike.
Yeah, it's not something obviously we get to do every day, is it? So this is a bit about community policing and getting to know the younger generation and making sure they realise we're not just here to come and tell them off or anything like that, that we're here to help.
Thank you very much.
And Alice isn't going home empty-handed either.
I have got some presents from the children, some little butterflies and ladybirds, and then a little planted pot. It says, "To my beautiful star."
We've seen today that neighbourhood policing is implemented in a number of ways, from intensive enforcement to engagement with younger members of the community. It all goes to improving the public's confidence in the police. Until next time, evening all.